Hey guys, it's Christoph here from the Card Boys. Just wanting to showcase my Ivankov deck that I've been playing for the last couple of weeks. With the release of EBO1, we've got a couple of new cards that really just make the deck a lot more consistent, as well as just being really fun to play. Like, I've been playing Ivankov since OPO2, so being able to play her again more seriously is really awesome. And I was actually able to win my locals with her going 4-0. So yeah, just wanted to show what I was playing and get some feedback from you guys and maybe get some criticism as well, but let's get into it. So for those who don't know, Ivankov's effect is at the end of turn, if you have 0 cards in hand, draw 2. So without this new support, having only 2 cards in hand is not ideal, and using her ability is not ideal either. But as I said, with new support, it makes it a lot better. So let's get into it. So firstly, we have 4 of the Buggy Searchers. Lets you get a blue Impel Down card other than itself to your hand. We have 4 of the Mr. Freeze. This is a blocker that effect is at the end of your turn. You may trash 1 card from your hand and then restand it. So essentially it's an attacker and a blocker, as well as it also lets you get rid of cards from hand. So say for example, you need to use Ivankov's ability or one of your new cards' abilities. It's just handy to be able to get rid of something. We're also playing 4 of the Inazuma blockers. So this card's effect is if you have 1 or less cards in hand, this card gains 2,000 power. So essentially it's a 7k blocker for 4 costs, which is awesome. And we're also playing 4 of the Doflamingos. Doflamingo is just really handy to be able to stack your deck so you know what's coming. Again, using with lead ability or one of the new cards that we'll go over in a second. So as well as just being an easy, nice blocker, it's just really a good blue card. For 2Ks, we are playing 4 of the Mr. 2s, 3 of the Kayas, and 4 of the new one, new 2K from EBO1, Prince Bellet. You're never really playing these cards for their abilities, you're just kind of using them as 2K. You may play the Mr. 5 with the 7 cost of Ivankov, but that's only really if you have nothing else to play. But yeah, overall, just the 2Ks. Another card that we're also playing, which I think is just really good right now, is the 4 cost Pudding. So we're playing 3 of those. For those who don't know, on play, your opponent puts all their cards back in their deck, shuffles, and then draws 5. So it's really handy if they have a huge hand size. You know, if they have 8 or 9 cards, it's really handy just to get rid of those free cards. And it also puts you on a similar footing because obviously you're going to be having probably low hand size for the majority of the game. So being able to be on equal footing with them is just really handy. And as well as there's not really any blue decks that are really playing Pudding anymore. There is Reiju that's still seeing some play, but unfortunately with the release of EBO1, she's just kind of fallen off a little bit. So you kind of need to have some, I think you need to have Pudding in a blue deck nowadays. Saka doesn't really need it. But yeah, I think everything else, if you can play Pudding, if you can find space, I think it's definitely a card you should be playing. But yeah, that is the basic lineup. So let's move these ones out of the way. So next up, we have our main bodies. These are the cards that we're searching for and the cards that we want to play as soon as we can. Them being the 6 cost Luffy, so playing 4 of those. 4 of the Ivankov, and 4 of our brand new card, which is what makes the deck super playable again, is the 6 cost Inazuma. So, for those who don't know, so Luffy's ability is on play as well as attack. You may trash 2 cards from your hand, return a 4 cost to hand, either yours or your opponent's, and it gains double attack. So really handy if you need to get rid of a cheeky blocker, or as well as maybe bounce your own Buggy back to hand, so you can do another search next round. I would say maybe, I would consider maybe cutting this down to maybe 3. I don't think 2 is warranted, but yeah, it's just sometimes it can be a little bricky. But still, I think at this current build, I think 4 is fine. But if I was going to rebuild it, I would probably put it down to 3. Ivankov, main card of the deck. Its ability is on play, draw until you have 3 cards in hand. Then play a 6 cost or less blue Impel Down card from your hand. Basically, you're just doing a combo. So you're playing this, and then you bring this out, you bring that out, or one of your blockers. But basically, you're getting 2 bodies on the field for the cost of 7. And then, yeah, the new main card, which is, as I said, brings the deck back, is the Inazuma. Her effect is, at the end of your turn, if you have 2 or less cards in hand, draw 2. So essentially, you're playing her Wiz Lead ability. So if you have 0 cards in hand, you're drawing 4 new cards. So Doesn't mean you're in a really good position. Still only having 4 cards in hand may not be ideal, but it's a lot better than just 2. As well as it means you don't have to give up your entire hand. So say, you have 2 2Ks in hand. That means you don't have to give up those 2 2Ks, so you can redraw. It means you can keep them, as well as having her on the field. And then you just draw another 2 cards, which is absolutely awesome. Between the Luffy and her, it really depends on the situation of which one you want to play when you get Ivankov out. If you have a low hand size, I would probably recommend getting out the Inazuma, just so you can draw her effect. If you have a decently big hand size and your opponent's got a few tricky things on the field you want to get rid of, then I'd probably play the Luffy, only just because if you have a big hand size and you don't have anything else to get rid of cards from your hand, I would say probably it's better to play the Luffy, just so you get more value out of it. As well as they're going to be trying to get rid of this card like crazy, just because they don't want to be taking a double stack swing. But yeah, no, she's the GOAT. I absolutely love Azuma. You can also play her in other decks as well. The fact that she's not leader locked is really awesome as well. I don't know what other decks would really play her. Maybe like Blurple Croc could potentially play her, just because usually you have low hand size in that. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know what other decks would really play her other than Ivankov, just because she is made definitely for Ivankov and not Hannibal, which I think, I'm not sure what Bandai were really doing with that, because unfortunately Hannibal Leader didn't really get really much in terms of actual like real support. It kind of just got a mixed match of cards. So yeah, she's definitely made for Ivankov. But other cards we're also playing as well. We're playing for events. We're playing New Karma on the stage. Grab 2 Gravity Blades, and we're playing 3 of the Zero Cost event. So for those who don't know, Karmaland is you may rest the stage, draw 1 card, trash card from your hand, and then trash up to 3 cards. So it's really, really good if you can combo it with your Doflamingo. Being able to know what's coming, so that way you can trash cards you don't need, as well as if you need to trash more cards, so that way you can use Inazume's ability or even your leader's ability, is really, really awesome. I don't think you need to run more than 3. You may even want to put down to 2. I may even try that myself. It's a card that you want to see, but if you don't see it, it's not kind of the end of the world. You have other ways of being able to search through your deck. But yeah, no, really awesome card. Gravity Blade, really good into things like lore, as well as the new Black Yellow Luffy. Just being able to bottom deck their stuff is really, really awesome. Really good if you can, play Ivankov, play one of these, and then next turn play one of these. Just really gets you a lot of field control, a lot more board control, which is awesome. I would even consider potentially putting this up to 3, maybe get rid of one of the blockers, maybe miss the 3, and putting this at 3, I think, yeah. And then finally, just the Zero Cost event, just trash card from hand, gets 3k, works with these 2 guys, so that's kind of why we're playing it. But yeah, guys, this is my deck profile. The only things I may consider changing, as I said, is maybe bumping this up to 3. Potentially as well is taking out some of the blockers to put Perona in, just to try that out, maybe to get some more turn 1 plays. But yeah, there's not too much I would particularly change. I'm very happy with the build as is right now, but as I said, I might experiment a little bit to see how we go. But yeah, love to hear you guys' thoughts. Thanks for watching as well. So catch you guys later. This has been Christoph from the Card Boys.